Well, it's not a race that usually gets a lot of headlines, but this time around, it's been hard to ignore. Eugene Moore and Alderman Ed Smith are battling it out for the Cook County Recorder of Deeds seat. Mr. Moore is the incumbent in this race, but that hasn't made Alderman Smith any less of a contender. He secured the endorsement of Mayor Daley, a rare move for the mayor in a primary race. Eugene Moore and Ed Smith join us this morning. Gentlemen, thank you both for coming in.
Thank you for being here.
Alderman, I want to start.
My pleasure.
Alderman, I want to start with you. What do you think you can do to make this a better office?
The Recorder of Deeds office is the worst ran county office in Cook County.
Why?
No trust, the lack of confidence, the credibility, the trips, which turns out to be junkets, the mailing out of letters, Christmas cards to special people with taxpayers' dollars in envelopes that belong to the Cook County Recorder of Deeds office.
Well, you've called it a patronage dumping ground.
That's exactly right. That's one of the main problems of the patronage. Now, I have no problem with jobs. I want to make sure that people understand. I am not adverse to jobs. But there must be commensurate ability with the jobs that you secure. The taxpayers must get their money's worth.
Mr. Moore, respond.
You know, actually, I'm not sure exactly.
Are you sending out Christmas cards?
I send out Christmas cards. I've been doing that for the last 8 years.
Do you have taxpayers pay for it?
No, I pay for it myself.
What kind of junkets have you taken?
I haven't taken any junkets at all. The only time, what he's referring to is a trip that we went to Hawaii during that particular time. It was not a junket, it was a seminar for the Cook County Recorder's office, as well as the David Orr's office, as well as President Stroger's office. We all went to that Hawaii. It's not a junket, it was a seminar. And as a matter of fact, at that particular time, David Orr was the president. So we were there in supporting David Orr at this convention that was going on in Hawaii. Now, it wasn't one trip, it was two conferences. So therefore, we had 4 people there to make sure that we cover these trips and make sure we bring back information for Cook County. That's what you do. Then the following year, they came to Chicago.
Alderman, what's wrong with that?
Look, there were 6 people that were taken to that conference that cost the taxpayers $12,000 to go to that on that trip. Mr. Moore lived in a hotel that cost the taxpayers $295 a night. Now that's waste. By anyone's account, that's waste. Now he also said that he didn't send out those Christmas. Look, this is the Christmas card that we're talking about right here. This Christmas card went out to special people, all right? This card, this envelope, is an envelope that belongs to the Cook County Recorder of Deeds office. Look at the zip code is 60602. That is the Cook County Recorder of Deeds office zip code. Now, if these are not the facts, hang me.
Mr. Moore?
Well, we can certainly hang him. There's no question about that. Those envelopes that I sent out went out to all elected officials in Cook County. I send them out every year. I'm quite sure that he received one as well.
But you say they came out of campaign funds.
They came out of my personal funds. In regards to the stamp, what have you, that's there, that's not paid for by taxpayers either. That was paid for by a private company that we contract with, and not paid by any taxpayers at all. That is a Christmas card that I send out every year to all the constituents, all the elected officials in Cook County, and there's nothing wrong with that.
A few minutes ago,
all the other commissioners and elected officials sent out Christmas cards as well. I have a ton of them in my office as well. I'm not sure whether he's sending it out or not, but that's unfortunate. He's talking about patronage. Patronage is his own patronage. He gave $40,000 to his employee. Now, what is that? Is that patronage?
A few minutes ago, Mr. Moore said he paid for this. Now, wait a second. He said he paid for it. Now he comes back and said, well, we had a company to pay for it. Now, which is it? Now, if he paid for it, boy, get a facsimile of the check. Let us see it. Let us see it. Let us see it.
I paid for the Christmas cards.
You paid for the card, but not the mailing.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about the issue of patronage. You have 2 Cook County Ward committeemen on your. You have some of the Democratic committeemen on the payroll, right?
Well, I'm not sure how many people that are on the board, but it's not patronage per se. It's not what you say patronage. We have exempt positions that I have an opportunity to fill.
But the alderman seems to be indicating that you're filling them with people that are less than capable to do the job.
That's not at all true. No one comes to that office who's not capable. Everybody comes there is capable, understand the position that they're in, and they do a fine, fine job. And I'm looking forward to continue to do that. We run the top office in Cook County as far as recorders are concerned. We are the top office in the United States, next to LA County. We are the largest county that runs information for recorders of deeds office. I'm very proud of that. We are a very efficient office that do a fine job, and other recorders come in throughout the country to look at what we do in Cook County.
That brings me to a question I think a lot of people would like to ask, and that is, why does Cook County need a recorder of deeds? What exactly is done in that office that couldn't be folded into another?
Wasn't there a candidate who ran a few years ago on the platform that he would
abolishing the office, right?
The office,
Yeah,
right?
I think that's what Ed's running on. He's running on that same platform to abolish the office.
Wait a minute, tell us what's important about it. What is so vital that it needs to be a separate office of county government?
Who you're asking? You asking
Well,
me?
we'll start with you, Mr. Moore.
Oh, okay. That office is set by state statute. My job is to record, store, and retrieve information.
It's important because it's in state law, is what you're saying?
It's in state law? No, it's because we do over 1 million documents in property. It's very important. It's the second largest in the country. We record more volume than anyone else. It's very important. If you're going to merge that office with anything else, they should merge into my office. The recorder office is the only office that generates or capture revenue for Cook County to help on the corporate board.
If you believe that they should be merged in the recorder's office, I'll give you the Taj Mahal and deliver it to you on cameras, okay? Nothing about that office is so important that that office cannot be discarded. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what people. Let me tell you what people say
during this time of financial stress.
Let me tell you this. I have heard this over and over again from people out in the community where I go to campaign. People saying this office ought to be closed. They're saying it ought to be closed because you got a multiplicity of nothing going on in this office. Now, what's wrong with recording offices in the clerk's office, in the treasurer's office? What's wrong with that? There are a lot of people there who got some skills. There's no question about that. Those people could be cross-trained and moved into those offices. But people are saying that office needs to be closed.
So if you won, you would streamline the office or work to close it?
Let me tell you. If I win this office, I'm going to bring in a consultant, and that consultant is going to tell us 3 things. Is it important? What should be done with it? And if it's supposed to be kept, how do you make that happen? This office right now has no mission. It has no direction and has no one to really run it.
I want to give Mr. Moore the last word. What is so vital in the office?
That office is very, very vital to the county government. We generate pretty close to, on a down year, around $70 million a year to go into the corporate funds. Normally, on good times, when we're doing really recording, we're around $85 million.
So your argument is it generates revenues and thus should exist. Huh?
Exactly. There's no question about it. Not only that, but my office shouldn't be abolished at all. I mean, because it's set by state statute. Any township that has an office such as that should be existing because it's over 60,000 population.
Well,
you
now,
know what, we're going to have to...
we have to wrap
we
it
could
up.
go a while longer with this
I mean,
because
this
it's
is a very,
hot
very
debate.
important
Well, bring us
argument.
back.
And I'm telling you this, the office is fine, it's running very well, it's very efficient, and we have top employees working in our office.
So you want to continue it and you want to close it, and that's what we'll
close it. All right, he wants to close the office. Why was he running
there's
for
a
the
copy
office?
machine that's been sitting there for 9 years with an out of... Not working. 9 years it's been sitting there. They took it and ran with it the other day when they heard
Everything is automated in my office.
Whether the office closes or not, we have to close this discussion. So thank you both very
Gentlemen,
much.
thank you.
Truly automated.
Well, the political fur is also flying in the Cook County State's Attorney's race. Maybe not like this. Farewell, John Stewart. Political Week in Review. Next.